Hello. Oh, it's good. It's nice and pithy.
Hey guys, Brian and Aaron here from 5 to Go. We are here with tour video part 2. But before we get to the tour, which is going to include some quick updates on what we've done in the RV in the last 6 months that we've been in it, and also we're going to cover what's on the outside of the RV, which we kind of failed to do in the last tour. So the last video got a lot of views. We got a lot of questions too. We got a lot of feedback. So we want to jump into some of those questions really quick. We tried to answer them on YouTube. But we know most people don't see all the other comments. So, super quick. Do we live in this RV? Yes.
Yes.
Full time.
All the time.
We sold everything last year. We're actually, it's almost been a year now since we sold everything. We've been living in this since the week before Thanksgiving in 2017. We hit the road the day after Christmas 2017, and we've been on the road ever since. We plan on being on the road at least for another year. I want to go longer / indefinitely, but we'll see how everything goes. How does Brooke get into her bed? We just pull the crib out a little bit, Ben's crib out just a little bit, and she just climbs right up it like it's a ladder. If we had an actual ladder there, then Ben would climb up it, and that could be a problem. It would just be
more dangerous because he is not very good at climbing. So
no, especially not getting back onto a ladder.
Right.
So.
No.
Next question.
Where does Vector sleep? Vector pretty much sleeps wherever he wants to. At night, he's usually on our bed unless it's too hot, and then he sleeps right here in my seat.
He also sits everywhere he wants. He's right here, now in this dinette.
He's always by us.
Just looking out the window. He's silly.
He's a silly dog. We got a lot of questions about what kind of dog he is. Vector is a mini golden doodle. His dad is a standard poodle, and his mom is a comfort retriever, which is a mix between a cocker spaniel and a golden retriever. And so he's a lot smaller than normal golden doodles. He's only about 50 pounds.
Yep, and he's hypoallergenic. I'm extremely allergic to dogs. He sleeps in the bed with us, and I don't sniffle whatsoever. No. So hypoallergenic dogs are fantastic.
Yes. And he is coming up on 6 years old. He'll be 6 at the beginning of December. He just kind of is an old soul, though. So if he always looks a little like he's just kind of slow, he's been like that since he was a puppy.
Yep.
He's a great RV dog.
He's fantastic. He's our old man. He doesn't bark at anything.
Nope.
So. Yep.
And we got a lot of questions about whether or not Brooke and Tara fall off the bed, because we do not have rails on our bunks. In 8 months?
Yep.
They have never fallen off the bed. Brooke has a deeper bed, and she kind of sleeps closer to the window just naturally. And Tara, I guess, is just aware. She doesn't move around a lot.
Yeah.
But they just don't fall off the beds.
Yeah. And also on the outside edge of Brooke's bed, we have a pool noodle under the mattress. So the mattress actually kind of comes up a little bit. It's kind of like a little ramp. So I guess when she's sleeping, if she rolls that way, her body's like, oh, we're going uphill. So she comes back.
Yep.
So.
Never been an issue.
Never been an issue. Not worried about it.
And then just wanted to clarify moving day. I think I said that a couple of times in the last video. And moving day doesn't mean that we move out of the RV. It means that the RV moves.
Yes.
Because we travel all over the country seeing different things. We stay at RV parks maybe 4 days or so, and then we move to another one. So on moving day, we have to kind of bring all the slides in, we have to secure everything, and then we move down the road. So we don't leave the RV, we just move the RV from where it is. So
and we call it moving day. It's kind of like a thing with our family. You know, the kids will sing moving day, and you know, it's gorgeous. They all do it much better than I do, but it's kind of a thing. So when we say, hey, it's moving day, they know what that means. They know the slides are coming in, they know we're going to be in the truck for a while, they know they need to get their iPads and all that stuff. So they know what to expect because we call it moving day. Right. So now we're going to get into updates. Things we've updated over the last 6 months. We've been in this RV for 9 months. We've been living in this thing for 9 months now, but the last tour video was in February. It is now September, so we've updated a couple things from that last video, so we're going to run through those super quick right now.
I want to show you all the safety sash lock that we have up here. When it's open, we can open the door just fine, and then we just turn it to lock with the sash lock there. We have it here to keep Ben from escaping because he can do the lock further down, and so this keeps everything safe. And we also added a full-length mirror over here. This was a great spot. It's on the bedroom door. We can stand in the hallway and see what we're looking at. It also lets light reflect a little bit more and make the hallway a little bit bigger. We also made some updates to the bathroom. We put in a backsplash. We updated the faucet, so now it's one of the goosenecks and you can actually get your hands underneath it. And Brian also installed a new, more robust fan. And we also added some shelves in here just to hold toilet paper and some of the kids' toiletries.
This is what our bedroom normally looks like. The kids come in here and they watch TV all the time. A couple months ago we came in, we pulled the bed out, and we put up peel and stick wallpaper as a kind of as a headboard to brighten things up. You can see how we did that on our website, 5togo.com, and I'll link to the write-up down below. Alright, so one last thing before we get to the outside tour of the RV, our big announcement. We have just launched a new Patreon community page, and we want all of you to come and help support us so we can make even more and even better content.
Click on the Patreon link below and it'll take you to see what all the different pledge levels are and all the awesome exclusive content you'll have access to.
And depending on how much you pledge, you might even get some cool stuff showing up in your mailbox at home.
From us.
So go hit that link below real quick. Now to the tour. Alright, let's start our outside tour at the basement. We call this the basement because this door here actually opens up and passes clear through underneath the master bed in the very front of the rig. As you can see, the truck is up here and the front of the trailer is this way. So behind this door we have one side of the basement. We keep our little leveling blocks in here. We keep the X-chocks in here as well, so here's the tool for that. We keep our lawn chairs in here, our collapsible wagon. We have a couple extra chairs for when people come and visit, or if one of the kids wants to sit in a bigger chair. We've got bike helmets, we've got a Swiffer for when we need to do a deep cleaning on the floors. It really doesn't fit anywhere inside very well because it's long, so it fits perfectly in here. And we also have the sunshade that we've used at White Sands and at beaches and stuff. We also have the battery disconnect, so whenever I've been working on batteries or trying to figure out what's going on with the 12-volt system, you just turn that switch and it pops out and you have no 12-volt battery power to the entire rig. So that's a good thing to know about. We also have outlets out here and a couple coax connections that we've never used. One thing we really like about this rig is when we were looking at other RVs, a lot of these storage doors, they would flip up and they have a little manual latch on them. And we've heard horror stories from those, and also that the latches down at the bottom break because if you drop the door, it'll break the latch. These are called slam lock doors. First of all, they have a magnet latch right there. So it just kind of pops right on there, right? And then the slam lock, check this out, you just let go and it's closed, and it's meant to do that so that doesn't break it. It's awesome, we love it. Alright, so if you've seen our campsite setup video, then this area might look familiar. There's just one change. First of all, this is the front of the rig. This is where we hook up to the truck. It's where the tongue jack is, which is this guy right here. But the big change here is the batteries. We've got two batteries here now instead of one. The rig came with one 12-volt RV/marine battery, and honestly those things are junk. So we got two golf cart batteries. They are 6-volt, run in series for 12 volts, and we got two of them at Costco, and they have been awesome. They last for at least 2 or 3 nights without recharging, and they're great, you know, because I have to sleep with a CPAP, and we also need air moving, and every once in a while we want to like run the TV later at night just to watch a show to wind down or whatever. So if we're not on shore power, like if we're out boondocking like we did in Montana, these have been awesome. So I highly recommend you go to 6-volt batteries, because these things are made for golf carts. So they are made to drain all the way and recharge and do that over and over and over again. And normal batteries, like car batteries, they're just not made to do that. All right, behind this door, this is the other side of the basement. So completely opposite this door is the first door that we were at. This is also a magnetic latch up here and a slam latch for when it closes. In here I've got the Nautilus panel, which is where the water comes in, and I can control how the water goes into and through the rig. I've also is where I keep my hoses. It's where the inverter is. It's where I keep extra things like the dog bones for converting this one's 50 amp to a normal extension cord. Good for the mooch stocking in my friends' driveways and such. We've also got a sprayer. There's a quick connect up here at the top of the panel. It's good for when the kids are filthy or the dog is filthy, or we just need to spray someone down for some reason. And I also keep extension cords, coaxes in here, our freeze resistant hoses in here. We just kind of keep all of that stuff down in here. I also have my gloves for when we do the black tank. One great thing about this rig is it has a tank flush built into the black tank. So there's this black connector here that I can run a hose into, and it runs to a sprayer in the black tank that just sprays all around and gets all the stuff out and runs down the pipe. That has been a lifesaver because we've seen people at dump stations with hoses running into their rigs to a wand down the toilet and all that, and glad I don't have to deal with that, but it's good that you're doing that because you need to keep that thing clean. And also the normal connector is here, and this has a little flippy panel here that lets the hose run right out the bottom. Speaking of the hose, I have my 0G hose hooked up right now. It's my absolute favorite thing on the rig. 100% full stop. It's a lifesaver. It's a time saver. I love it. Go check it out. There'll be a link below to get one on Amazon. They're the best thing ever. All right, so that's it for in here. So let's go down here and see how the power hooks up to the outside of the rig. Okay, as we move down the side of the rig, we see a couple other things. This is the outside of the water heater. It's a service panel if we ever need to get into it to do anything to it. Further down this way, we've got where the power comes in. It's a big beefy 50 amp cord, and I've got connectors for the other end that allow us to change it down to 30 or 15 amps. This is the outside of the heating unit, so the propane heating unit. So those are your outputs for that. Those get very hot when it's running, so be careful with that, especially if you have kids. Further down here on the outside of the kitchen slide, we've got the access panels for the refrigerator. There's one down here, one up there. Those are for getting into if you need to get to the back of the fridge for whatever reason. And then there's this little hose here that's hanging out. When you defrost your fridge, water will come out of this. Don't be afraid. We keep going down. This is our hookup post. It's got power in it and it also has water in it. So let's take a closer look at that real quick. So this is a pretty typical hookup post. This one has water down at the bottom. You can see our water filter. Again, if you watch the campsite setup video, you'll know all about this. And then up above that, we've got power that hooks into there. This one's also nice. It has these hose reels on it. And speaking about the power hookups, underneath this little panel here, you'll see where my cable is hooked up, and then there's also a 30 amp hookup, and then there's fuses up under here. You always need to make sure fuses are off when you are connecting or disconnecting either end of your cable. Okay, continuing down, we have the outside of the bunkhouse slide. So that window up there is where Brooke's bed is, and then this area down here is where Ben's crib is. Around the back, we've got some beautiful artwork here. We like to show it off on people on the road. We've actually gotten a lot of comments from people that have been driving behind us or past us on the road. We've had people wave at us. It's kind of neat. So if you ever see someone that has stuff like this, look them up on social media. Let them know you saw them and that you're wishing them happy travels. We have a bike rack here. It's one of the ladder mounted bike racks. I keep the two smaller bikes back here to free up some room in the back of the truck. There's also a hitch down here. We've only had to use it once, and that was earlier this week to get pulled out of some muddy grass. That was fun. So then we go around here, we've got, again, the ladder lets us get up on top. Like earlier today before we moved here, we were underneath some trees for the last couple days, so I had to get up on top and make sure there wasn't any pine cones or acorns or sticks or anything on top of the slides, because if you run the slides in while those are up there, you could potentially do some damage to the seals, and then water gets in and then it's all bad. So ladder attached, really nice. All right, now we're coming around to the last large feature on the outside of this RV. This is the outside kitchen. This window up here is Tara's bunk, so this is the area underneath her bed. And it just has 4 kind of latches on it, plus a key that I've already unlocked. So this thing swings open. It's a big door, but this one's not a slam door like the other ones. This one has struts like you would find on like a hatchback on a car or the hood. So in here we have what we call our dorm fridge, because it's full of beer and juice. This is our Blackstone griddle. I absolutely love this thing. Check out our Instagram feed if you want to see some photos of some yummy food we've made on it. We store the kids' chairs in here, and I've got them secured with this pantry rod, just a tension rod that goes up and down and keeps everything in, keeps it from moving around as we drive. We've got some tablecloths in here. We've got a stool if we need it anywhere in the rig. We store it here because it protects the handles on this sink. Because if we were underway and one of those handles got bumped by something else and then I hook up the water and turn on the pressure, we're gonna have a bunch of water pouring out in here, and that would not be a good thing. I also keep my tools in here because there's really nowhere else for them. It's a great spot. We don't have anything else to put here, so that's where the tools go. Got 2 cabinets. Up in this one, there's more tools, bungee cords, clamps, that sort of stuff. We've got a microwave out here that we've never used, so it's actually just also storage. And then in this one, we've got an electric grill, which we use inside if it's raining outside, but we still want to grill. And also some extra bottles for the griddle. And then we have our travel style cornhole set up here. The kids love playing with it because what kid doesn't like throwing things around? So up here we've got some webbing that holds onto just some random soft stuff. I've got some fireproof gloves for moving logs around in the fire. I've got some clamps to hold tablecloths onto tables. I've got my squirt bottles of oil for when I cook with the griddle, and we've got a hammock. We haven't found a place to use it yet, but we're hoping to at one point. Also out here there is a 2-burner gas cooktop that pops out. Just kind of sets up like that, and then there's a hose that drops down from underneath, and there's a quick connect underneath the rig where I can just plug it into the gas that's up at the front of the rig, and then I can use these burners. This is great for doing bacon if you don't want to pull the griddle out. It's also good for like boiling corn, which produces a lot of steam. You don't want a lot of moisture inside. You can do frying some fish out here because we all know houses that smell like fish aren't great. This is a really nice little option that this rig comes with. Also, when it's folded up, it's actually a nice sturdy little platform here, so it's helpful when doing other stuff and moving things around. So in addition to that little cooktop that pulls out, there's another drawer. I just keep all of my griddle utensils out here. I've got some extra trash bags, some extra electrical stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for this outside kitchen. We love having this thing. Some things we use a lot, like the fridge, some things never, like the microwave. But we like having this outside space because when we're in nice areas and it's nice outside, I'll pull the griddle out, set it up on the table, and then we've got a fridge here. We've got this extra burner here for flexibility if we need it. We've got a sink for washing hands outside. So it's just a really great space, and we love having this option on this RV. So that about sums up the outside of this RV. The one last thing we wanted to talk about real quick is the awning. You can see the arm of it right here, and it goes all the way up and down right here. I'm not going to run it out right now to show it to you because it is really windy right now, and you do not want these awnings out when it's windy. There are some styles of awnings that are okay to have out, like Airstreams. They have beefier like hand cranked arms and stuff like that, but some of these automatic ones, the way that they're attached, if they catch a lot of wind going across the top, they just flip right over the top, and they can put big holes in the side and all that. So we use our awnings sparingly. We would like to use it more, but it's kind of one of the things we don't like so much about this rig is the awning comes out over the top of this big slide. So it only comes out so far, and it doesn't come down very far. So we really don't use it too much. We use it when it's really sunny just to keep the sun off of the top of this slide to help with the air conditioning. But that's really about it. We kind of wish we had a better awning on this thing. All right, and to wrap up our outside tour, I have brought my beautiful assistant to show us how the stairs work. RV stairs, obviously you don't want them hanging out the side of the RV while you're underway, so these stairs fold up into the rig and then fold back out. So she's going to show you right now.
Voila.
That black thing on the bottom step is like a boot scrubber that we've got that it just wraps around the bottom step. It's good for just kind of scuffing stuff off the bottom, and it also actually helps keep it closed too because it adds a little bit more friction when you tumble it up.
Thanks for watching our updated tour and our questions and hearing our big news about Patreon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, join us at 5togo.com, and check out our Patreon page. We hope you'll join us and become part of the 5to Go family.
Bye.